math students, this is our introduction video for part 2 of our lesson on which variable to solve for. In this introduction video, we're going to talk about why you want to be able to solve for a specific variable. To help us do that, we have this story here about Karina. Karina goes to the store to buy soil and flowers for her garden. Each bag of soil is $2. Each plant is $12. She spends a total of $60. The first two questions here on this are review, so you already know how to write equations to represent stories and how to solve given specific information. So go ahead, pause the video, try these two questions, and then come back to see how you did. For our equation, we know each bag of soil is $2. So in my equation, I want to write something like 2s, where S represents the number of bags of soil she buys. We also are told that each plant is $12. So I would say she is also spending $12 on each plant, and P could be the number of plants. And then altogether, we know she spends a total of $60, so I would say equals 60. Remember, for your equation, you can use any variables you want, but it should look something like this. For the second part, how many plants did she buy if she got 6 bags of soil? Here, we are told the number of bags she buys. So I know S, the number of bags of soil, is going to be the number 6. So to figure out that second problem, all we're doing is substituting. I could say 2 times her 6 bags of soil plus 12p equals 60. And then this is the equation we need to solve. I could start by multiplying 2 by 6. That's 12. So she spends a total of $12 on soil. Then I want to subtract my constant. That gives me 12p equals 48. So she spends a total of $48 on the plants. And then for my last step, if I divide both sides by 12, I get p equals 4, which would mean she buys 4 plants. Now notice, to figure out how many plants she buys, I had to solve an equation. I'm subtracting constants, I'm dividing, and doing all of that. The reason why, with stories, you might want to solve for a specific variable at the beginning is because it would make it easier for us to solve for situations like question number 2. So some of the questions you're going to see from this lesson say things like, write an equation that makes it easy to find the number of plants if we know how many bags of soil she buys. So what am I trying to do? I'm going to get a highlighter. I'm writing an equation, so I'm not solving anything. It's going to look like an equation, but this time the equation is going to have it be easy to find the number of plants. Easy to find the number of plants means we want our equation to start P equals. I want my equation to be already solved for the number of plants. So to do this, we're using that skill from yesterday. We can take this equation we wrote, 2s plus 12p equals 60, and we are just trying to solve that equation for p. We're trying to solve for the number of plants. So using what we learned yesterday, I'm going to use blue. We learned if I want to solve for p, I start with that 2s. It's kind of like my constant. And I'm going to subtract 2s on both sides because 2s minus 2s is 0. It cancels. So I have now 12p equals 60 minus 2s. I cannot subtract because I have a number and a variable. To finish solving for p and get p all by itself, I need to divide by 12. And I need to divide both sides by 12. And so if I want an equation that makes it easy to find the number of plants, that equation could be P equals 60 minus 2S divided by 12. And you could use this equation anytime you know S, if you know the bags of soil and you want to know P. So for example, this question we did above with 6 bags, I can do that again using this new equation. This equation is equivalent, so it should give me the same answer. So for example, P equals 60 minus 2. Now we were told up here there's 6 bags of soil, so times 6 divided by 12. To do that math, I'm just going to do 2 times 6, that's 12. So I need to do 60 minus 12 divided by 12. 60 minus 12 is 48, and 48 divided by 12 is 4. Same answer, but notice we're not using algebra anymore. We're not having to solve this equation. I'm just doing some math. 2 times 6, 60 minus 12, and then dividing. This last question here at the bottom is very similar, but this time we want to write an equation that makes it easy to find the number of bags of soil. This one here is for you to try, so pause the video and see if you can write another equation. This time we want the equation to be solved for the bags of soil. So we want the equation to say S equals. So similar to what we did above, we just want to take our equation we already wrote, and this time we want to solve for S. So to do that, you would want to subtract 12p on both sides. That gives us 2S equals 60 minus 12p, and then we can divide both sides by 2. This time you could say 60 minus 12p over 2, but since I see I can divide 60 and 12 by 2, I can go ahead and divide. So my final equation, I'll write it over here, 60 divided by 2 is 30, and 12 divided by 2 is 6, so 6p. This is the equation I could use if I know P, if I know the number of plants and I'm trying to find soil. In today's lesson, we're going to do more problems like this. You are ready for today. Thanks for watching.